Shalom, shalom, shalom. So guess what? Passover is coming and we have amazing teachings here at Malut to prepare you to observe the feast of the Lord. So just in case you are new, I am Jojo from Malut Advance, and guess what? There will be an upcoming feast known as Passover, in Hebrew Pesach, and you can find all about that in Exodus 12 and Leviticus 23. Passover is one of the feasts of the Lord, right? And it is an eternal ordinance to observe Passover. Now, I'm here to share a quick word of encouragement with us. Now, I'll be focusing on Genesis 1 verse 14, Exodus 12 verse 13, and Leviticus 23 verse 2. So, Genesis 1 verse 14 says, "And God said, Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years." Exodus 12 verse 13 says, "And the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where ye are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you when I smite the land of Egypt." And Leviticus 23 verse 1 to 2 says, "And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, even these are my feast." Now, Exodus 12 verse 13 mention the word Passover. So where you see, "I will pass over you," the word Passover is the Hebrew word Pesach, and that is speaking or making reference to what happened in Egypt when the blood was placed on the lintels and the doorpost so that those inside the house were rescued from the death angel. Now, Genesis 1 verse 14 and Exodus 12 makes mention of the word sign. So sign speaks to a token, as mentioned in Exodus 12 verse 13. It speaks to a standard, a banner, witness, a pledge, assurance of travelers, attestation of divine presence, monument, evidence, and the list goes on. So in Genesis 1 verse 14, God makes mention of the firmament in the heaven. And these include the sun, the moon, the stars. Now, these that are found in the heavens helps us to understand seasons, days, what else? Years. They are signs. So, for example, when we see the sun, we know that it is day. And when we see the moon and the stars, we know that it is night. Now, God operates in times and seasons. And these seasons are signs as to what He hopes to accomplish here on the earth. Now, when we think about sign, even as it relates to the blood that was placed on the door lintels and posts, it represents a banner. It meant that those who were inside the house belonged to, guess what? The covenant-keeping God, Hashem. It also, the blood on the door also speaks to being a witness. So the blood itself was a witness to what happened. Now, when we see the blood, or when we think of the blood, we think of redemption, we think of deliverance, because that was what the blood signified. Now, the blood being a sign, attests to the fact that the divine presence was present, right? And it speaks to a monument. Monument in terms of whenever we think of the blood, automatically we think of Yeshua dying and saving mankind from the penalty of death. Now, Leviticus 23 makes mention that the feast of the Lord are proclaimed, and they are proclaimed as holy convocations. Now, the word feast is the same word used in Genesis 1 verse 14, which makes reference to seasons. So, in the earth, we have 4 seasons. We have spring, autumn, fall, winter, right? We know when we're in summer, the time gets hot. We know when we're in spring because we see the blossoms, right? And Passover is a feast that is observed springtime. So today is the beginning of Nisan. We are in spring, and Nisan is the first month of the Hebrew calendar. So Passover is celebrated on the 14th of Nisan to the 21st of Nisan. You can read Exodus 12, and Leviticus 23 to know all about this feast, this upcoming feast, Passover.